Intro video. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to Memorial Day weekend episode of Trackside Live. Steve and I forgot it was Memorial Day weekend, or we would have probably not been here this morning. But
and I'm not American, so I have no idea.
We just wouldn't have sent you the link to get on, Shannon.
Yeah, we got Shannon this morning.
So anything. So as normal here lately, we have nothing planned really.
Nope.
We do have a little contest that Shannon's going to do here in a little bit, but
like it's my idea. I just came up with the idea of what they had to do to win.
Well, I've got the prize here, or we can have two winners if you want. We can have two winners, or I can send them both to the same person. It doesn't matter. And if I tell them what the prize is, they won't want to enter the contest. So we won't tell them. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good week and going to have a good weekend. Be careful this weekend if you're traveling or what. But anyway, welcome this morning.
For me, it's a good weekend to stay home.
Yeah, I'm gonna be traveling on the 4th of July this year, but at least it won't be very far, so that won't be too bad because we don't normally travel on the weekends, on the holiday weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to stay off of the highway, away from the crazies. So anyway, who all we got in here this morning?
We got a lot of people.
Oh, Jason's here. Lee's here. Steve and Shannon are here. Really?
Yeah.
You guys are here?
Yeah. I'll be back. I think my newborn's awake.
Oh, okay. Almar, good morning, Al. Roy Eltham's here. Good morning. Who else is here?
John 2618, Chuck, Uncle Wilmer.
Uncle Wilmer's here.
Rob T-Man, Grandpa Rails, John.
William May's here.
Lee's here. Roy Ethan, Bill, Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill, I remember.
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill.
Grandpa Rails here. Good morning, John.
Yeah.
Who else is here? Oh, and then there's Wilmer again. Oh, excuse me.
And we were afraid nobody was going to show up.
Well, we weren't sure, but we also didn't want to, at the last minute, cancel the show. So here we are.
Yeah.
And Shannon's got a bundle of trouble right there.
Uh-oh. Oh, Shannon sold his layout, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you sell it?
Yep.
Wow, that was quick.
Wasn't even up for 24 hours.
Man. Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I've got no layout. I get to start clean. I get to start fresh. I get to start new.
Yeah, well, you're young enough you can do that. See, I wouldn't want to have to do that again. I'm glad I'm 2 years in on mine because it may not get finished the way it is.
No, I had like 5 or 6 years in mine, and yeah, so now I'm going to build another one, which is going to be hopefully less mistakes than obviously the first one, because you always make mistakes, but
yeah,
it'll be a lot more easier, a lot more portable, and hopefully I'll get to start up a train club local to my area as well, because realistically there isn't actually a train club locally to my area.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we've got some here, but one of them's N scale, a modular N scale, and the other one is an HS scale, and it's all the way on the other side of town. They've been around for a long time. I've never been to their club and seen their layout, but I know they're here in town. But since I was in an RC club and had my fill of those politics, I decided to stay out of the club, at least for now, and I'll probably stay that way. But
if I wanted to go to a club, the closest HO one's about half an hour, and then the closest HO N scale ones are maybe half hour 45 in the other direction.
Yeah, Yeah, the HO one here is probably at least 30 minutes with no traffic for me.
Yeah.
And being it's on the other side of downtown, not having any traffic would be rare. So.
No, it'd be the same with me. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So, but hey, the upside, it means that hopefully we'll get to do a few videos on my layout as it progresses from start to finish.
Yeah, that's true. You'll be able to document it better. So we had Steve. Who was it had the idea last week of? Was it Eric? Did you say
that was Eric? Yeah, trouble spots on your layout.
Trouble spots on your layout. So we can make that a subject today.
Yeah,
or at least start there.
Do you have any particular areas that give you issues?
Yeah, here's a particular area of trouble for my layout. Or one of three, I should say.
Cats have that kind of problem. Anybody has a cat's got that kind of problem also, from what I understand. They like getting up on them. I don't have that problem. I did have a problem on the standard gauge on one of my reverse loops, inside the mountain, no less. And I and there was a couple of locos kept derailing, and I couldn't figure out why. And if I went one direction, they didn't derail, but if I came back the opposite direction, they would derail. And I finally went in there and just it was on a curve, and I had super elevation on that track, but I didn't carry it to that spot. And it's where the track had come back down and flattened back out. And I guess when it was coming off the super elevation, which not all that high, but as it was coming off, the trucks would just run over the rail and come off. So I got in there and put a little shim under that side and made that transition back down to flat a little bit better, and it runs great now. But that's the first problem I had. Now I'm sure I'll have some more on the narrow gauge when I get further along, but yeah, has anybody else got any problems like that?
Well, mine was, we were talking before the show and this is before I learned, and that was not soldering rail joints for curves with flex track, but the two joints together, that
in all your turnouts.
Yeah, that's too. I've got problems with those too, but that'll come. I need to get back to building them.
Rob says the only issues usually is track, electrical, and rolling stock. That's true. Rolling stock is one of those things. I've bought so many used freight cars and stuff that I haven't run them yet, and I'm sure there'll be some that have to be sorted out and retrucked and new couplers put on and all that kind of stuff. So those will be a problem, I'm sure, at some point. But yeah, to have all of them, that's always fun. Oh, Jerry's here. Good morning, Jerry. Daniel's here. Dwight's here. Joe Rader's here. Good morning, guys.
Hey, Quad, do you have a lawnmower going? You either have a lawnmower or airplane going over.
Wait a minute. All together now. Oh, say what now?
No, I said you've either got a lawnmower going or airplane.
Not an airplane. Next door neighbor who's mowing.
Sounds like
what it sounds like. Yeah. And usually the dogs are barking like crazy, wanting to chase him. But oh, Fred Wiles here. He said his cat was banished a while ago. Yeah, I've heard cats can be a real pain on the model railroad.
Yeah. By the way, I was going to say, for those who don't know or who I haven't introduced, this is Raphael.
Yeah.
And the kids are keeping me up when out of the three boys, here's the golden child.
Yeah, well, we can tell you what causes those.
Yeah, they can fix that.
They can fix that.
Oh no, they can fix it. They can fix it in about half an hour.
Red Wild says his problem is trying to find time to work on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, when you're still working, if you're not retired, you're still working. It's finding time to work on it can be a problem. Wilmer says his biggest problem is him. Little problem is turnout shorts. Turnout shorts. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to see Uncle Wilmer in shorts. That's not what he's talking about, though, I'm sure. Anyway.
Well, let's see. Chuck says he has a track coming off the foam because the glue he used had failed. He's going to try to reattach it with some caulk.
Yeah, I would think if you're using a foam base, I'm not using a foam base, so all mine's spiked down. Now, except for the track and the helix, that I glued down, and I just used Type Bond. That's what I used on it. I think if I had to do it again, I'd go back in and I'd nail that down instead of gluing it. Because if you have to take it up with Type Bond on it, you're just going to tear up the track. With caulk, you might get it off. Just depends on the caulk you use.
I just use white glue on mine, and I've never had issues.
Yeah, white glue will work. Yeah. Well, Type Bond is basically, it's a yellow glue. I mean, it's just a little more waterproof than white glue.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That what I find is, when you're gluing track down, when you lay the cork and then the track, when you glue it down, it's just holding it all temporarily, and then just before you start ballasting is when you kind of tweak it up a little bit, and then you ballast it, and then the ballast holds it all down together anyway. Yeah,
that's true. But I always like to nail it down. I don't know why. It may be because I've had to caulk in plumbing that I did. I had to use caulk all the time and see what caulk does over time. It can tend to get either brittle or come off. And now there's better caulks out there now than what I used to use in plumbing, but plus you're not getting that much water on your layout. So I know caulk has worked real well for a lot of people. I just don't like using it. It's I don't know. It's just that is personal preference, I guess. I have no problem with somebody using that on there if they want to. I'm not going to tell them not to. Who else? What else we got? I know you guys have more trouble than you're letting on.
Does anybody have a layout that doesn't have any problems?
Oh, here we go. Steve says, must be nice. My cat eats my trees and power poles and lays down in parking lots. Eats your trees and your power poles. What are you making your trees out of?
Catnip.
Yeah, I started to say. Yeah, I got a whole thing about cats I won't bother to go into. Chuck, all the caulk I used on the foam has lasted, but I ran out and used glue thinned out with water, and it has come up. It's in the yard and don't have any cork. Yeah, glue is not, white glue especially is not going to want to hold foam real well. Maybe if you rough the foam up, but then if you rough it up, you got to be careful not to get it too uneven if you're laying track on it. So, but yeah, if you're going to use glue, I would use something like Type Bond or maybe Gorilla Glue. Not the regular Gorilla Glue that you put with water, because that will foam up too much, but their wood glue would probably hold on the foam.
I tend to find if you roughen up the foam and then put the glue down, it tends to hold a lot better because it's got more of a surface to bite into.
Yeah. Funny Chuck says I use caulk made for foam dries clearance based pliable or supposed to. Yeah. There's so many more types of caulk out on the market now than there used to be. Used to be you had painter's caulk or tub and tile caulk, which tub and tile caulk gets hard, or at least the kind they used to have out there. It didn't stay soft, but I've used some in the last few years on some things that stays pliable, and yet it's almost like a firm rubber. And that would be good for track because it would let it move a little bit without trying to kink it too much, I would think. Bernard made it in. Good morning, Bernard. Oh, excuse me. Oh, William A's got, Bill's got something to say here.
Yeah, I agree.
50% diluted Elmer's. All works great for holding track down on foam board. Key is weighting it down until dry. Yeah, well, that even goes for the caulking. I wouldn't trust caulking to hold it until it dried. I would weight it down or nail it down until it dried, and then pull the nails if you want. Rob has problems with N-scale switches. You must be using Atlas. You can tell you all about that.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm getting rid of them.
Yeah, even in turnouts, even ones that you build, there's a fine line where they work really well versus not working at all.
Yeah.
And you got to find that fine line. And, of course, then each piece of rolling stock can be a little bit different. Plastic wheels roll over stuff much different than metal wheels. Your flange sizes can have a big effect, especially in N-scale. That's one of the things I didn't like about N-scale was the flange sizes on the cars. But
yeah, they tend to drop in the frogs.
Turnouts can be a big sticking point, especially if once you ballast and loose ballast gets up in a frog point, something like that.
That or you get complications like this. Does anyone want to help me wire this up?
No, thank you.
Is that a Pico?
That's Pico Electro Frog scissor point.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it should have instructions. It does not have instructions on how to wire it.
Yeah, it's got instructions, but I look at it and go, how can I make that work with the point motor so I don't have to flick a switch manually?
Well, cobalts or tortoises both have switches in the motor. So when you switch it changes the polarity automatically.
Yeah, it's separated into 3 separate sections that have to turn on and off to make sure that one part of the track's dead whilst the other part is alive when the train's crossing through it.
Well, there's definitely a way of doing it.
Oh yeah, I'll figure out a way. But I just looked at the instructions and I've gone, what?
Well, the other option would be use just frog juicers, and so they work like a reversing circuit's what they do.
Oh yeah.
So you could do that.
Well, let's just say I've got about 6 months before I actually need to go. Okay, I need to tackle this issue.
Well, you could even get it laid in the track plan before you wired it up. That wouldn't be impossible.
I already know where it sits in the track plan.
Okay, what else have we got here? Oh, here you go. Wilmer says, "May the force be with you, Shannon." Yeah, he's going to need all the help he can get, Wilmer. Well, we've known that for a while.
Yeah.
Randall Elson made it in. Good to see you, Randall. We're talking about Randall, we're talking about problem areas on your layout. What problem areas do you have? And it doesn't have to be track work. It can be electrical problems or
Personal
a tough
problem.
scenery problem. I do have a tough scenery problem I'm trying to work on now, but we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah, the funny
Actually,
thing is,
I know one. If someone has a large enough layout, but they haven't separated into blocks for fault finding.
Yeah.
They get a short and they're like, okay, where on the layouts is short?
Well, I've only got mine separated into two right at the moment, and I'm going to separate each of those. But yeah, you're right. The smaller the areas you have to search in, the easier it is to find it. But I've even put in a new track and then had a short and taken me 2-3 hours to find it. And I just changed one part of the track, so it had to be right there, but still trying to find out exactly what it was. And it's usually something pretty simple. You just overlook it. And
yeah, like just one strand of wire just shorting out.
Yeah. Mine's usually I didn't have a gap cut somewhere. Put a piece of track on the end that had a PC tie on it that it didn't get a gap cut in it. That'll do it right there. So mine have all been real easy, not easy to find, easy to fix once I found them, but finding them was the hard part.
Yeah. And somehow Steve ran into that issue in the same spot twice.
yeah, a lot of times was the little track nails.
Yeah.
The little track nails in the turnouts.
I can remember you were about to go, nah, that's it. I'm throwing it all out. I've had enough.
I was ready to rip it out. Like, I'm done.
And me and Claudia just try another one. Just try a third one.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that was one back in the corner over here. Yeah, that was the third turnout I put in. It's like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And actually, now that turnout
Murphy's Law is like, seriously? Two?
And the funny thing is, that turnout works the best of all of them now.
Yeah, I've had that feeling though of wanting to just tear something out and throw it. And I have taken stuff out, just started over with it because of that very thing. You can't get it to do what you want to do, so or I couldn't get it to do what I wanted to do, so I just took it out and replaced it. And the new one worked fine. So sometimes that works just fine. What's frustrating is when you put the new one in, it does exactly the same thing. Then you've got to start switching your mind around and going, okay, it's not the turnout, it's something else. It's the way the track comes into the turnout or something like that. So I had some
example CDP 1965, Scott, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop up on the screen, Claude.
Okay, yeah. That one?
Yep.
Indefinite track. But yeah, I had a curve turnout coming out of the top of the helix, and the locos, I was testing it, and the locos kept wanting to pick the point. And I was watching, who was that? Oh, Don over at Nearly Historical Railroad. He did a little trick on his because he builds his turnouts also. And he put a little guard track in just before the point on the inside of the curved turnout. Works perfect now. So all it needed was to keep that inside flange against that inside rail when it was getting ready to go through the points. And it didn't matter which way the point was, it was still jumping. So once I put that guard in there, now it goes through there just fine because it holds it over against that rail. So
they do that in prototypes too.
Do they?
Yeah. It's not real common, but I have seen it.
Well, I don't have a problem with it on any of the straight turnouts, but on the curved turnouts, some of them, especially some that aren't flat, this one's on a slight incline, and I don't know if that made a difference for that particular one because it's the only one I've had trouble with. But now when I do a curve turnout, especially in the narrow gauge, I go ahead and put that guardrail in before I even put it on the layout. But yeah, dips, Chuck's right, a dip in the track, entering helix, yeah, over auto rack over it in a long car, that's really where you'll catch them.
I'm having a good laugh at Joe Rader's comment just then that popped up.
I must have missed it.
Don't fly very well. No, they don't, especially when they're loaded, Joe. Yeah, there's, it could be it could be your wheels on your car. It could be the turnout itself. But chances are it's a combination of things. Probably, like on Chuck's auto rack, it's the length of that car. Same reason you don't want to have an a sharp S turn in a track. Because the longer the car, the more chances you've got of it coming in coupled. I had that same problem before I changed my track a little bit.
Okay, good night.
Uh-oh, night.
Night.
Well, it is 12:30 a.m. here, and the kids are still up.
Roy, they don't handle suddenly hitting a wall during flight either. You guys got to quit throwing your trains around, man. Somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah. By the sounds of it, there's a lot of rolling stock that suffers from a sudden stop and a sudden drop.
Yeah. Or being hurled in a direction or two.
Yeah, it's not the fall that kills you. It's the sudden stop at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Used to have problems with my RCs. The problems were found in the pile. Bernard, I know that feeling. Been there, done that. Yeah. Yeah, when you're picking it up and putting it in the bag, that's usually when you found the problem on your RC airplane. Of course, most of my problems with the RC airplane were dumb thumbs or pilot error, usually. Oh, what do we got here? Rob saying, and no Addams Family fun either. Oh,
yeah.
Did you do that as a kid, Steve? Take your Lionels?
Oh yeah.
See, the thing is with me is if I was in America, because of how easy it is to get fireworks, I would purposely build a layout just for the 4th of July so I can crash 2 trains and have the fireworks go off.
Oh, yeah, I've not done that with a model train. We used to do it with our plastic models that we'd build. The ones that had dropped off the shelf or something and gotten broken. They got the fireworks.
I should do that with my old Bachmann stuff. Take one apart and wire the engine upside down so it runs backwards and do a head-on out here.
There you go.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about doing that, but for one thing, they cost too much.
Well, I could use Shannon's engines. I got several of his I could use.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, you got some stock to use because he doesn't want those now. They're all American.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Chuck says, what gets me is when you run a train over a track 5 times, no problem, that it derails over the same part several times.
Well, speaking of that, I've had stuff running around all morning, and all of a sudden, I got a wreck in the tunnel. So, yeah, there you
go. Yeah, I had the same problem on mine when I was running my standard gauge and had it on the automatic reversers, and I wasn't paying attention to it. And it comes out, pulling all the passenger cars, it comes out of the tunnel one time, and it's just the engine. They're the engines. There's no train behind it. And what happened, I have no idea, because it had run over that same spot several times.
Yeah, Rob says they usually derail when you're showing them to other people.
Yeah, that's when they come off.
It's like, honestly, it's been working fine.
Oh, Roy did the same thing I did. We were destructive. Turn up
Hey,
his muscles.
you reckon we should do competition time right now? Since
Yeah,
halfway through the show?
we can do that. We can do that. Go
Okay,
ahead.
guys. Here's the rules. All you have to do is identify this locomotive I'm about to show you and comment down below in the video, or basically once we get a few entries, as always, Claude will put the names in a hat, and then we'll draw the winner out of a hat. So,
Okay.
because most of our viewers are American, I'm not going to make this easy.
You never do.
Identify this Australian locomotive.
So push me,
That's all
pull
you have to
you.
do.
Push me, pull you. Okay. So now you know what the competition is, or the question is. Now they're going to put
I'll
it.
just hold
They're
it
going to
up
put
a
it.
little bit so people can actually have a good look at it.
Okay, they're going to put this in chat or in comment under the video on the replay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which way?
Now, the reason I'm using this locomotive is because you can actually use the company name to try and help you identify it. And take a good look at the roof, because the roof will help you narrow it down to what locomotive it is.
Okay. Randall says he's not even going to try that one.
I wouldn't.
I can tell you it's very easy to figure it out. If you go to Google and start Googling, you'll find it.
Okay, so they're going to put it in today's chat or in the comments under the video.
In the comments or in today's chat, I can. Roy Eltham, are you an Aussie?
Well, you just gave it away if that's what you're saying. Chuck says he won the last contest, so he won't take part in this one. Besides, he has no clue.
Actually, a lot of people are picking it up like this.
There you go. See?
And I can see one person got the exact number right too.
Hey, Bill. Good to see you this morning.
Mr. Steve Anderson, I can tell you right now you're wrong.
B76.
There.
Okay.
I'm correcting a problem.
Okay, Shannon, I'll let you call the winner. If you're going to do it today, if they're going to put it in the comments, give them time to figure out what it is. They can put it in the comments after the show.
Well, we're only halfway through the show, so we'll see how it comes up in the next 10, 20 minutes.
Shannon gave it away too soon, I think.
Well, some people are arguing the fact now.
I don't think he's arguing. I think he's questioning.
But is he questioning me or is he questioning himself?
I do not know. Didn't know if it was an A or a B, huh?
Well, as I said, the roof will help you. The roof of the locomotive will help you.
Oh, there you go.
Also, the color scheme would actually help you too.
I don't see anybody else guessing. They're probably all on Google looking now.
Randall. All I know is it looks like an F unit with 2 cabs.
That's what I said, Randall.
I agree.
I think it's just 2 F units that backed into each other. Grandpa Rails, see all of the above. That's always the answer, all of the above. It does look like 2 F units that just got attached at the back end.
Let's see.
Which kind of makes you wonder why the U.S. railroads didn't do that. Put a cab on each end of it. Then they wouldn't have
Well,
that.
the reason they did this here in Australia is because they were decommissioning a lot of turntables, so they didn't want to keep turning the trains around.
Sure. Well, I understand. I mean, that's why they run AA units or ABAs or ABBAs, so they don't have to switch them around. They just change engines that they run it from. It's an FU unit. I think Al wins.
Al wins.
I like that one.
Oh my goodness. Good job, Al. That brought tears to my eyes. That was pretty good. Now I can't see the screen. Oh my goodness.
Actually, the one thing I do hate about these locos is I'm always trying to figure out which is the A end and which is the B end.
They both look like A's. It looks like an AA to me.
You know how to tell the difference between the A end and the B end on a freight car? Shannon, you know. What do you say?
Oh, you're asking me?
Anybody.
It's the brake, where the brake wheel is, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
And the only reason I guess that's because it's only on one end.
Yeah, the B end is always the one that has the handbrake on it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, in the before they had the air brakes and the narrow gauge guys, or any railroad for that matter, but especially the narrow gauge guys up in the mountains, that was the most dangerous job, was brakeman. Mm-hmm. And to run across the roof. That's why all the brake handles were 4 foot above the roof so the guy could get up there and turn it. But they would run down the roof walk to the car.
Hey, Nancy.
And turn the brake handles on them if it comes loose. If it came loose from the engine.
Yeah, if they fell off, they never even went back to get them.
If they fell off, they probably weren't going to be alive.
They wouldn't know.
Nancy's here. Good to see you, Nancy. We are currently wondering when they're coming to get us and haul us off, but Shannon wants to know what engine that is. We're having a little contest. We'll hold it down in the camera, Shannon. There you go. So if you know what that is, you can put it in the chat. And Shannon's going to pick a winner here for long, hopefully.
Hold it still.
Why do I have to pick the winner?
Yeah, because you're the only one who knows what the hell that is. We don't know.
A lot of people already guessed it.
I think the FU unit is a good call.
Yeah.
I can tell you the name of the locomotive. It's got a name to
it. That's up to you if you want to do it. You're the one doing it. So if you want to give him that hint, go ahead.
Okay, for everyone who guessed A class is correct, tell me the name of the locomotive.
There's Roy's.
I swear, you have to be an Aussie. There is no way he's like this.
That or he's just interested in Australian stuff. He must stand on his head a lot or something if he's up here in the States.
John 2618. Oh, I see Conrail.
Well, that's because that's all John ever sees, Conrail. I've seen this layout.
Well, that's a darker shade of blue.
And it's a little dark for Conrail, though, isn't it?
Roy says he's got an uncle who lives near Sydney.
Ah, there you go. Well, my sister taught in Sydney for 3 years, but she wouldn't have known the trains.
Hey, Roy, do you model Australian?
Hi, Michael McCarville. Welcome.
Hard. Oh my goodness. So that goes to the FU unit, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Michael McCarville's here. Good morning, Mike. Oh, this has turned out to be a pretty good show.
Yeah, because I'm
getting a kick out of it anyway. So, Michael, Shannon's wanting to know what loco that is. Bill came in. I don't know if this is right or not, but he made it sounds like a pretty close guess. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know. James Galton's here. Good to see you, James.
We got a lot of people in here for being a holiday.
Yeah. Everybody decided to stay home.
Aware.
Oh my goodness.
I think Roy fails to understand that I work at a model train shop.
Hey, Shannon, Roy says it says A6 on the side. A60.
Do you think these were standard gauge and broad gauge?
Yeah, how big was the broad gauge there? What was the measurement?
I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
I know during the Civil War or before the Civil War, they had a 5-foot gauge here, but I think that's the biggest one they ever had.
Yeah, no, you guys are running standard gauge.
Yeah, now they are. Here's Michael's guess right here. I've never heard of that particular one, but
No.
I think they're done guessing, Shannon.
5 foot 3 inches.
Damn.
5'3". Okay, well that's just 3 inches more than what was in the South at the time of the Civil War.
Yeah, because standard gauge is 4 foot 8.5.
Yeah, 4 foot 8.5, and the South was 5 foot, and they had a process of changing that. Actually changing the trucks, I think, on the rolling stock, and in a spot where they transferred the size of the gauge of the rail before it all became standardized.
James Goulton, go to trainworld.net.au, send us a message through there. We can get one to you. All right?
I got you.
That way, if there's any issues, you can bug me.
Come here, puppy. Come here, go. Come here. Come here.
Oh, no, Chuck.
Come here. Hi. Come here. Somebody's awake.
Okay.
Oh my God, he whipped.
Okay, here's Nancy's guess, according to Google. I didn't know EDM made one of those.
Yeah, our locos are AMDs. As I said, it runs an AMD 56712 engine.
Okay. Oh, Digger's here. Good morning, Digger. Man, we do got a lot of people in this morning. How many are in here this morning? Nobody went anywhere this weekend, it looks like.
No, everybody stayed home.
Well, I'm glad y'all showed up.
Don't do that.
Steve Anderson said they have all kinds of pictures of him in Chicago.
I swear Roy Altham must live around the corner from me because he knows this model too well. He just named the brand of the locomotive. The brand of who makes this model.
Oh, somebody guessed earlier, I thought. Oh, that was Roy. Yeah, that was Roy. Is that who makes it?
Yeah, so Ozvision makes this particular model. That's the correct orientation for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Now it's in the proper attitude for running in Australia.
Yeah, it's upside down.
Okay, so what are you saying, Shannon? Have you picked a winner? Sounds like Roy won it to me.
Yeah, well, Roy's just coming up with all these answers. He's just going bang, 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 bang.
He knows what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a... Well, Nancy gets the correct AMD classification as well.
Yeah, it's up to you. Your call.
We have it Nancy and Roy as both the winners.
Okay, I can do that. I've got 2 videos. And they may have these videos already. I don't know. I don't even know where I got them. But I've got them and I can send them out. Okay, so Roy and Nancy then are the 2 winners. Send me an email. I'm going to put my email up here for you.
Where'd you go? Oh.
Okay, that's my email. Send an email to me with your address, mailing address, and I'll send you out a video. One of these, and you guys might have a preference. One of them is installing DCC from start to finish. These are by Model Railroad Academy. And the other one is top wiring techniques. So if you have a preference on which one, let me know. If you don't have a preference, let me know that too in your email, and I'll send these out to you.
Get your butt up here.
I'll get them out after the holiday because obviously there won't be any mail service Monday.
Say hi to Gus.
Hi, Gus.
This is my new Saturday morning companion so mommy can sleep. Oh my God.
Okay, so now we got Steve's got his French Bulldog.
That's my little Frenchie. Not mine, his wife's.
that you take care of all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He looks just like you, Steve.
He does. Yes.
Yeah.
You like that? Yeah. Good morning.
Oh. Okay. So I don't know what we're going to talk about now. We've done the trouble spots on the layout, and we did the contest. Thank God we're done with that. Rob says that's a brakeman dog in training.
Yes. Yes. The fireman. Yeah. Asleep at the switch.
Hey Al, I might have to send you something for your answer. Yeah, you had the best answer. That wasn't correct, but it was the best answer for sure.
The sad thing is, my manager's going to watch this in the morning, and I can guarantee he'll message me and go, "What the hell is going on with those Americans?"
Oh, well, tell him, just tell him we're lightheaded or something. I don't know. Okay, Nancy, thank you. Anyway. Okay, so what's everybody doing for the holiday this weekend? We're staying home. The kids are out of town.
I'm in lockdown for next week, so.
Oh, we know what you're doing.
When did you start your layout?
I'll probably be working on mine this weekend. Try to anyway, because the kids are not going to be here, so won't have that distraction. And the pool's not ready, so I can't use the pool. But I'll probably mow the yard and work on the layout. I need to get an update out. That's what I need to do. I've got one more thing to finish in what I'm doing right now, and then I'll be doing an update on mine. Staying put, watching YouTube's train on and off. Yeah, I do a lot of that too. I try to when I've got time. The bad thing about YouTube, it's a bad and good thing is you start watching something and you have plans on watching something else like it, and you tend to get, or at least I do, tend to get derailed and start going down the YouTube rabbit hole, watching stuff. See stuff that you wouldn't think you'd see on there, and then say, hey, I got to watch that. Working on the shed so you can move in soon. Okay. Bill's moving into the shed. I'm hoping you're talking about your railroad and not you personally.
Hmm?
Daniel Banks is going to graduation parties.
I'm sorry, Steve?
Oh, yeah, Daniel Banks is going to graduation parties.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Chuck's doing the same thing, working on layout and mowing the yard.
Boy, I got a lot of mowing I got to do.
And here I am spending money I don't have.
Yeah, we need to keep Shannon off of eBay. That's the problem there. James Galton's retired, so every day is Friday for him. I'm close.
Hey.
I'm close.
Hey,
James,
you're late, Roy.
Quite.
Roy Hardwick in. You're late.
Oh, yeah. Roy's everybody booing.
Boo.
Boo. You're late, Roy. Good to see you, though. What did Nancy say? Mom, the chat's moving so fast, I can't keep up.
Really?
Oh, you're stuck in bed while your wheelchair is broke, so watching lots of YouTube and some videos. Oh, sorry about that.
All right. Well, it's that time of night already, so.
Yeah, Yep. Yeah, we're almost there to an hour. Thanks for coming, guys. And I'll get these videos out after the holiday next week, this next week. And I'm assuming that we're doing a show next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have a guest on next week. I've been trying to get some different vendors to come. Excuse me.
Corona.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Corona and a lime. Don't fart.
Sorry about that. No, it's old age is what it is. It's the stuff I used to laugh at old men in church when I'd hear them doing that. Well, I'm that old man now. Anyway,
hey,
we're gonna try and have a guest on next week. I've been trying to get some vendors to come on, but I haven't heard back from any of them. So I don't know if they're afraid to come on that we're gonna expose something or what.
Is this? My old friend is here. My old nemesis is here. What is this?
Who?
You're running a bit late, Heath.
Well, we're going to blame it on Heath. That's Joe. No, we're going to blame it on Heath.
It's all Heath's fault.
It's Heath's fault. The show is done. You're way late, Heath.
Really?
Yeah. Good to see you. Anyway, guys, we'll call that a wrap. And you guys take care this weekend. Enjoy the holiday. For those of you that are here in the States. Hey, Sparky, I didn't see you in here.
I didn't either. Hi, Sparky.
Where's Sparky come from?
I didn't see.
But anyway, and there again, you guys saw my email in the chat. If not, you can scroll back and get it. If you want to send an email straight to me, or you can do it to the back on track moderators at gmail.com. Either way, if you want to give us some ideas for a guest or an idea for a show, or would like to be on the show, we'd love to have you guys on the show from time to time. So, if you're willing to come on and talk about your layout and stuff.
Why should we have all the fun?
Yeah. Well, this is all about you guys anyway. It's not about us. So, I feel like we're talking about us all the time, but we're not that interesting for sure.
No.
Anyway, we'll call that a day, and you guys take care. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for hanging out.
All right.
Peace
See you
out.
later.